Yo, what's up, YouTube? All right, I'm back, and it's been about a few weeks since I've created a video. Went on vacation with the family for about a week, and just been busy with the website and all sorts of stuff. I've been working really hard on trying to get the BackBreaker, ESPN 2K4, and the All Pro Football editors to really get improved. I've been spending some time on really the ESPN one and the All Pro Football, and I'm going to be releasing videos very shortly to kind of show you the latest additions and changes. It's nothing. What I've been working on is really nothing that's going to be mind-blowing, but I'll tell you now what it basically is. So all of the editors that I've been working on, they obviously have their quirks and they have some issues. The All Pro Football one and the ESPN one, both of those editors really didn't organize the teams with the players very well. Because when I started out doing this, the players, I really didn't know, and I couldn't figure out by researching and trial and error. I wasn't able to uncover the keys to how a player really gets assigned to a team. And so all I basically did was go down the list from top to bottom and then segment the players into teams, and I would do it with whatever number made sense based on the file, whether it be 52 or 53 or somewhere around there. So when you would open up the ESPN 2K4 editor or All Pro Football, you would see that the players didn't always match up with the teams. Not only that, but in All Pro Football you would see some very odd looking teams, because if you loaded a file that was either A, hexed by someone else, like the Rate Sports one, or B, it was it only included less than 8 created teams for All Pro Football. So if you didn't have the full set of teams, then you were going to see some blank teams in there, and as a result, you'd obviously get some weird things that came back. So I'm just going to make this, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to add all the editors now and in this video and show you just a quick snapshot of what I've done. I've really reworked the depth chart, but I'm going to go through each one here and show you real quick. Actually, I'm going to scratch that. I'm just going to do the BackBreaker one first. But I'm going to show you what I did for BackBreaker, and then I'll split them out because they are a little bit different. So for All Pro Football and ESPN, I basically started working on the depth charts, and then coming back to BackBreaker, I fixed an issue where the last name, as you know, if you go into the file and you type in, you can only type a certain number of characters, and it's basically 10 for the last name and 10 for the first name. So what was happening is when you saved the record, it was actually taking away the last digit of the last name, and that was actually, for all you tech guys who care, it was actually because I had an unknown value that was really the last. It was a slot of the last letter in the last name. So I was kind of hijacking it by mistake, and that's kind of why it was getting overridden. So I fixed that. So now if you type in 10 characters in the last name, it'll stick. In my next release, which should be 1.2, that's coming out any day now. So that's fixed, and I went ahead and removed the unknown 54 that used to be here. These really don't even really matter. If you go to your options and you check to not show those, then you won't see them anymore. And I kind of suggest you do that because they really don't do anything. They're there more for researching and debugging to see if there's a way we can unlock some new features, but I've tried, and another person I've been working with has tried, and we really couldn't get anywhere. But just so you know, you can take that off so you don't have to look at it any longer. For those of you guys who don't really know, I also created an overall rating, which has been very useful, especially when you're rating players on your team, because now you can get a quick sense of how they stack up compared to the other players. So I added that in my last revision, and just an FYI on that. So the big news about, or the bigger news I think about the BackBreaker editor in particular is the depth chart. So if you come here, you'll see the depth chart. I added the depth chart before in the previous release, but it really wasn't that pretty. And so I made some changes in my other editors, and I just applied them to here. And it took me about 2 days. I'd say probably 10 hours, at least 15 hours, really to get this all in, because I had to rework everything. So anyway, so if you were to click on that, here's the new depth chart. Before, it really didn't look that great. I think I had a picture of it, but I don't know where it is now. But it's a lot cleaner now. I got some new, icons here, and I really stacked this up to look just like the game screen. So when you come in here and you click on the actual position, it's going to work the way the game works. The receivers have 3 and then 2, so it goes depth chart 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I move Gordon down to where Hartline is, or actually I move him to Hawkins, you're going to see how everybody kind of shifts. Another thing I fixed with the depth charts is when you would make a change before to the order of the depths, and you were to go back, if I were to make a change and I were to move Bowie down to Heartline, then if I were to go and open his record, now it shows up correctly. What happened in the previous version, and you can check it out now before, if you want to just look, if you have it and you use it. The previous editor to this one that's going to be releasing had a bug where if you made a change, the player editor pop-up would actually use the original name that came when you first loaded the depth chart. So when it came in here, it worked fine, but then when you made a change, boom, you had issues. So there's the offense for you, lined up as best as I could do it so you could still see the names. I created a new background in Photoshop as well, so it kind of looks a little bit prettier, more appealing to the eye. This looks just like the game when you open it up, and this one's kind of interesting because they go across all the, you see that, all of the different positions. So this stuff took some work to do, and here's your special teams. So just wanted to make a quick video. Hopefully that wasn't too long, and show you guys the latest that's coming out. This same editor or depth chart here is going to be applied to All Pro Football. ESPN 2K4 does the depths a lot different than 2K5, so I'm not sure if I'll get that out, but I will be making some videos very shortly on the improvements I've made to the other 2 editors, and I will share that with you guys when I get a chance. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look out for this soon. I'm also making some new rosters as soon as I get done with this project here. I'm dabbling in like 4 different things right now, but what I was really trying to do, I'll give you guys a little bit of a tidbit here. I was trying to find a way, because my boy Neff was making rosters and he got really busy, so he kind of like stopped in the middle, and I'm kind of carrying the torch for him unless he happens to jump back in. But in any event, I started doing the rosters for BackBreaker, and I noticed that this stuff takes time. Anything I do takes time, but the rosters take a lot of time too. And I'm like, man, I always think about, is there a quicker way? So I started thinking, what if I made using the ratings that Neff already created, which he's the man when it comes to ratings, for the teams that he created so far. I was thinking, you know what? Why don't I take the 2K4 roster that Gil Goldberg is creating for the next season and the NFL, and try to find a way to port that over into BackBreaker. So I've been thinking about creating like an export-import process to run that in BackBreaker and pull all the players out of ESPN 2K4 and take the ratings and kind of do a formula and say, if take an average of certain ratings and then put them towards the ratings that are in here. So, your focus, your agility, your speed, and your strength. You also have your tiers: gold, silver, and bronze. So thinking about a formula, I'd also do the skin, obviously, and depending on the skin that they had in 2K4, I'd do it here. And I was really thinking, hey, this might work. But that's going to take some time to do. But I'm thinking I can probably do that in the same or less time than it would take me to do the entire roster by hand. And then whenever somebody creates a roster in 2K4, hopefully we keep that going. It'll port right over into BackBreaker, and you can make some minor tweaks and changes, but you have a straight port. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. Let me know if you think you'd take advantage of it. And kind of went on a little longer, but hope you enjoyed the video. You know the deal. Hit me up if you guys have any feedback or questions. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, check out SimHeads, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.